Well, Dave, is that a point gained tonight or a couple of points lost?
I don't know, you tell me. We'll know at the end of the season, I suppose. We wanted to win the game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have settled for a point before the game, but sometimes you've got to take your medicine, I suppose, a little bit, and we've probably, I wouldn't say edged in terms of territory or possession. It's an even game, a close game, but you look at the big moments, certainly the first 10 minutes of that second half, that's where we had the opportunity to win it. And if we're sat here having taken one of those chances or the ball not hit the keeper in the face and got over the bar and we've won the game 1-0, then it's a brilliant win and a brilliant performance. It wasn't quite that, but we've got a clean sheet. We can't ask for much more than that. You go away, you take your point and hopefully try and pick 3 up on Saturday, which makes it a better point than what it maybe currently feels like.
I guess when you reflect on the clean sheet and the fact that you did have all the big chances in the game, you might feel a little better about it in, I don't know, 24 hours time.
Yeah, a little bit. Listen, we'll look back and sometimes things just don't go in your favour. Listen, the keeper's made a couple of good saves and he's made one unbelievable save that he knows nothing about, and sometimes that can happen. Unfortunately for us, it happened tonight in a big game and a big opportunity to obviously leapfrog Bradford and put ourselves in the playoff positions. It's not happened. Got to be, I suppose, philosophical. We've not lost the game. If that had cost us in terms of a draw or anything like that, then I'd maybe be not so well-mannered about the situation, if you like. But we've done lots in a tight game. Listen, there was not a great deal of quality. Had the feeling of a playoff typey game where there was, I wouldn't say a bit of nerves, but both teams were pretty risk averse in terms of how they went about. It became a first ball, second ball game. We can play better without question, and I'm sure Mark will say the same. Whether it's a better point for them than it is for us, again, is up for them to say. But I think at the start of the season, if you'd have offered us 4 points off Bradford, then we'd have definitely taken it.
You tactically could have been excused perhaps for playing a back 4 again tonight and matching Bradford up, but you went back to a back 3, went back to wing backs. Is that through personnel that were available, or is that a tactical decision on your part to get the wing backs high? No,
we listen. I think if all things being equal, if we can play with a back 3 and have wing backs that fit what we want to do, I think that allows us to get in the front foot. We knew it would be difficult tonight against these in terms of the way they play and play out, and whether it be with Smallwood or with Clayton as that deep line midfielder, they overload the middle of the pitch and it becomes more difficult to press. They then played forward, and then I thought first part of the first half, they probably won more first balls and picked up second balls for us. What it did show is when we did it, I think that's when all our opportunities came from. We knew we could get Joey wide, especially playing against the Diamond. Our wing backs would be out, and that's where any bits of success came from. But it's a system that, like I say, that we know. I think gives us our best opportunities if we can get that delivery from, especially with Kyle being in the building now and Ryan from the other side. So again, all things being equal, if we can have everyone available and fit, then I think the majority of the time that will be our way forward, with the option of tweaking that if we need to.
You gave Kyle his full debut tonight. I know he's come off with a little bit of a knock at the end there. How is he, and how do you think he did?
No, just cramp. Thankfully, I think listen, it showed over the past month at Doncaster. He's played as a right side centre back in a 3. And ask Akil, it's far easier than the wing back role in terms of physical demands. So a little bit of cramp there. Hopefully he'll be fine. He'll definitely benefit for the game. We're having to manage him a little bit to get him up to speed. But in the cameo he showed last weekend and whenever it was in our last game, and tonight, listen, I think his profile is perfect for us. Really positive, can look after the ball. Delivery is unbelievable from set pieces and from open play. So if I'm any centre forward in our team, I'm certainly looking forward to playing more games with him down that right hand side, and he'll only get better with getting used to, I suppose, the combinations down there between him, Aki, Will, whoever it might be. But no, really promising, and like I say, I think he get better all the time.
Without the injury, might you have gone the full 94 minutes, whatever it is, without making a change today?
Possibly. Again, you look at it, and I suppose we need to be careful. I think hindsight, and if Stretz was 100% fit and hadn't been sat in the cold for 70, 80 minutes, then it may have been a game for him to sort of go and stretch and get him behind and get him round Woods or Paddy and work it that way. But listen, when the game's tight, you're wary of changing things and disrupting what's going on. It can work both ways. Listen, you can be really brave and make changes, and it can come and bite you on the backside. We just felt that the way the game was, we weren't specifically under massive pressure, but we weren't causing lots of chances at the other end. But you probably felt that if the game was going to go either way, it would be one goal, and the likelihood is it probably looked like it was going to be a set piece, because I think both teams, like I say, in the main, defended and open play really well.
We know Macca's out for a little while, obviously Fraser's out for a little while, Sars now is out for maybe 3-4 weeks, whatever it's likely to be with a hip injury. Are you going to do anything else now in the transfer window, do you think, in light of perhaps those injuries?
We'll see. Certainly in a midfield area, unlikely, unless something that we can't turn down comes up, but I wouldn't envisage it. We're probably still short in the right side area. We obviously let Ollie go out, and we've obviously not lost Macca for the season. Phil Bardsley's got a bit of a knee problem that he's got to rest for a couple of weeks, and then see how it is. So there's uncertainty there around him. So that's probably the one position. But what we'd like to do, I suppose, is bring something there that's a little bit different to what we've got and can maybe play in another position, so we just don't solely have a right wing back. Apart from that, I don't envisage things, but a day, 24 hours is a long time in football, so a week's a really long time. If anything comes up that we will think will significantly improve us, then we'll absolutely look at it. But like I say, it needs to be a lot better than what we've got.
You've got great momentum at the minute, Dave. 8 wins, I think, in 12 now in League Two. Going to AFC Wimbledon at the weekend, I think they've lost about 3 or 4 of their loan signings. It's difficult to know what side you're going to be facing next weekend.
It is. Listen, I watched them when they went to Crewe a few weeks back, and the ones that I said they lost, Magoma and I think Asai and Towler had moved on. They've obviously brought one in today. So yeah, they'll probably be different than what we've seen previously. But listen, that's the challenge. That's the challenge of a good challenge, because delighted that we're studying having to deal with a transfer window and what that brings it with in terms of your opponents. But players have to be reactive and have to adapt. We spoke about that today when we see a team. We know that Bradford have been a diamond for some time, but when they play Smallwood and Clayton, do they play as a 2? And so there's lots of anomalies. I say to it before, we go out all the time that within the first 5 minutes of games, you need to know what teams are doing, and we should have the answers to be able to deal with that. Or certainly the players know tactically what we do to deal with that in certain situations. That'll be exactly the same as we go to Wimbledon, but like I said, we go there looking to perform, looking to win a ground I've not been to. Looks lovely. The pitch is really nice, and we can make the long journey back with 3 points in the bag.
That's episode, Dave. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, John. Thank you.